morning, my love. I had not intended to stay away for so long. I really love the flow and the structure that I've created here, or that has evolved recently, but it becomes easier and easier not to just step away, but to be with the natural flow of life. And I've noticed that when I do this, it really opens up the experiencing, and not only does the nervous system and the ego come to this place of calm because it doesn't feel under attack, it opens up the space for that witness consciousness to really step in and step up, and those awarenesses just flow in, and it leaves this beautiful space for my gifts and my intuition and the telepathy, just all of the things to just free flow without that pressure of control or drive, because you're just being so ultra feminine, so much presence, and it feels so good to be in that space, and I feel so clear, and it's brought a lot of just, I don't want to say ambition is not the right word, but that clarity and that drive and that commitment and the knowing and the know-how and the doing, just they all come together just so beautifully and so seamlessly once you can allow yourself to soften and really get in that space and be comfortable in that space, which has taken so long to be able to sit in that space and be comfortable and not be itching. So I'm just very proud of myself, and it's brought me just levels of awareness and perspective that were really unexpected. And I think some of that is going to have to do with the eclipse that we had as well with the full moon. And while a lot of people are talking about how things feel murky and whatnot, I feel like I'm experiencing much the opposite. I feel like the eclipse is really putting on display what is and what isn't working. Ultimately that's its purpose, and then to remove what no longer serves in a very abrupt way. But I don't know if it's just because I'm very much welcoming that energy and welcoming that shift that I'm not fighting it, or if we have just shifted into that space of the consciousness is ready, the soul is ready to step up, to be in flow, to be in service. And from the conversations that I've had, and even just comments and things on my posts from people who used to fight me tooth and nail, and their levels of shift in awareness and things, I can attest to the fact that that level of growth is ever present. There are fortunes in here. Oh, the irony, alignment. I'm gonna take this one. Beaches and water are in your future. Something by the water will be a good investment for you. My lake house, yes please. Let me hide away, run my retreats. Putting it out there. Alright, take that if it resonates. But water is a very beautiful thing, and it holds very strong vibrational frequencies for cleansing and renewal, and maybe some time by the water is just what you need. The weather is getting warmer. Maybe you need to go sink your feet into the stream or the sand. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I'm just homesick. Growing up by the water was just something else. I wish I could give that to my babies, but I'm in landlocked Georgia. But let's see what wants to come out, what shifts in awareness are coming. Again, take the messages, how they resonate, whether they are higher self, the masculine feminine within, the masculine feminine without, pass on, loved ones, guardians, angels. It can literally be anything. But if you've been here for any minute of time, you know that I read primarily from the feminine perspective. So let's see what's coming out. I was going to say to be healed and transmuted. Okay, wasn't my intention, but we'll go with it. That's funny because I had a channel coming in with a song. Whoa, okay, it ran away. I'm going to go get it. Oh, okay. It's going to be a day, okay? Where do we start? Because it's already like, whoof, big wave. I don't deserve you. I wish I did. We're going to have to talk about worthiness again, aren't we? You're an angel that makes me want to do ungodly things. Yesterday, I did have Angel Baby coming in like a lot. My voice is still healing. I haven't lost it yet this year. Do you want me to sing it? Baby, you're my angel. You're my darling angel. Alright, go listen to it. We were always meant to be. If it's meant to be, it'll be. Yeah, okay. Your words hurt me, but I know you were speaking the truth. I'm going to tell you right now. I am being called very heavily to do a whole segment on truth, trust, and forgiveness. It's gonna be a big one. This is this season's theme. It's going to be something really big that we're gonna have to shift into, and there's already a flood of stuff coming in, so wait for it. Not going to hit it and quit it. I'm in it. No one wanted what was best for me, only what was best for them. They used me. And it happens. Did you not read my whole thing on distorted energy? Distorted feminine energy will use and manipulate. And I just had to work through a whole bunch of third-party aspect on that, of secondary and third projections of, ugh, man, that we're not gonna get into it right now, but fuck, it was a lot to move through. But that's the thing, is hurt people, and hurt people, and hurt people, and hurt people, and on it goes. But heal people, and heal people. Works both ways. So let's group these and then distill them, because there are some major things that are kind of coming in, but they're branching. So the biggest thing that's coming in here is no one wanted what was best for me, only what was best for them. I don't deserve you, I wish I did. Your words hurt me, but I know you were speaking the truth. And then the other three are their own, which seems much more like fantasy energy, so we'll get to that. So it seems like in this space or pause that has presented itself, there has been this level of understanding of what has happened, why it's happened, the pain, the role, the cycles, and how you have triggered things within this person, and they've triggered things within you, obviously. But it's much more got this air of accountability around it, where, and this channel was coming in last week, I'm gonna have to come talk about it, but your words hurt me, but I know you were speaking the truth. Somebody can say something over and over to you, but unless you're on the same resonance, or unless you are ready to hear it, you're not going to hear it. And that's what's happened between you and this person, is like, you were probably saying something till you were blue in the face, and they just couldn't hear it, they couldn't see it, until they stepped back and were forced into this reflective period, or you walked away, or whatever the situation is, in which they had to really look at this pattern and look at what has happened in their life and take that level of accountability. And in that space, and in this energy of addressing the feelings of unworthiness, they realized what it was that you were trying to tell them, what it was that you were trying to show them, what it was that you were trying to help them see about themselves and the patterns that they were playing in, and how all you wanted to do was help them. No one wanted what was best for me, only what was best for them. And in this, and I know there's another card about it that I've written, it's like you were the opposite of that energy. You were trying to help them step into their power and do what was best for them and to make those autonomous decisions, but they were never used to that energy, so they didn't trust it. And they were so used to everyone else telling them what to do and who they should be, and using the parts of themselves that they did know against them, which is what I talked about with that distorted feminine energy, is the people around them know how to use and manipulate that energy so well. How to tweak what someone thinks they want to do for their own gain, for their own benefit, and to make it look like it's their idea, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I've been envious because it's dark psychology, and it's like, how do people do that? And I've wanted to figure it out. Like, I know how. I know where it comes from, but the problem is my heart is so pure, and even if I try, like, it feels like my entire insides are throwing up. So I can't. I physically can't. And that's the thing, is they were not used to that kind of energy being present in their life. They were used to everyone manipulating who they were for their own gain, and that gave them this sense of bravado, and it stroked their ego, and it made them feel like they were of use or they were of service to something, and that made them feel good. But all the while, there was these parts of themselves that were being hurt and nagging, and they couldn't understand why, because I'm helping you, why is everything so chaotic? But they didn't realize, or maybe they did and they were just feeding into it, that they were stuck in this cycle, and that a lot of it had to do with the people around them, and probably those inner childhood woundings and conditionings and things, and that the words that you said to them that helped them kind of wake up to this, they hurt because it was a truth that they weren't willing to look at. Did you not read my last post? Like, they didn't want to look at it. They didn't want to stare the ugly in the face because they knew that they would have to take accountability for it. But the universe put them in this space where they had to look at it. It got to a point where it got so bad that they could not ignore it anymore. That the truth that you held up in the mirror that you held up was so big, so bright, that it could not be ignored anymore. And that's beautiful. I'm proud of you for holding that space. I don't deserve you. I wish you did. I wish I did. And they're aware of how they've projected this hurt upon you, how they've shown up, and how you wanted nothing but the best for them, and that you were really trying to help them, and they were listening to other advice that was in the contrary, and that probably left you in a very hurt, disempowered place. Been there, can confirm, still moving through it, hurts like fuck. But that person and their sense of worthiness and what they feel they do and don't deserve is part of their karma. It's part of them learning their lessons. It's part of them having to look in and see the truth within themselves. What is core truth of who they are, and what has happened out of a sense of wounding, out of a sense of lack, out of false beliefs and narratives. And that is a hell of a process, and most people are going at it cold turkey, blind faith, just grasping at everything they can to make sense of it. So if they're taking their time, give them some grace, because people aren't going to accept help until they're ready to ask for it. That's a really big thing with addictions and like NA and AA and all of the things, is like someone, and I've talked about this with so many addicts, like who are like now in the space of like trying to help other people. Someone is not going to accept the help they need until they are ready to actually make those changes. Friends, friends and families and lovers and whatever have you can have that beautiful desire and intention for them, but until that person is ready to really stare everything in the face, to take that accountability, to want to be better for themselves first and foremost, they're not going to make that move. And depending on how their nature is and how freaking stubborn they are, you have to give people that space. Sometimes they don't get there, and that's really hard. I've been there too. And with that, you have to make your peace and choose yourself. It may be the hardest thing you have to do to walk away from people you love, but please protect your own peace. Please prioritize your peace and your life and the life that you want for yourself above other people's hurt and harm. It's not your job to save anybody but yourself. Get out, save yourself, wish them peace, move in grace, let go and let God. Anyway, moving on. But in this, and I've already kind of lost the channel here because it came in earlier, is your words hurt me, but I know you were speaking the truth. Your ability to stand in your power, speak your truth, have those boundaries, it stirs within this person the fire to do the same. Because you hold them up to a standard that they've been unable to hold for themselves. And they understand that you were always meant to play this kind of role in their life, that your connection, whatever it is, has a value, that you are part of their journey, their awakening, and that you have been an angel in their life. And this has had both a positive and negative kind of thing, because even though these cards are meant dirty, you trigger in them the same type of addictive codependency kind of energy, and that scares them because of their past and their past patterns and beliefs, and they don't trust it. They don't trust themselves because they don't see how this energy could be healthy. They don't see how obsessive energy can be healthy, or that reciprocal balance in a healthy space, because they've only ever known codependency in a negative sense versus interdependency, which looks much the same but is very different because it's autonomous. And this whole not gonna hit it and quit it, I'm in it, much more about their resolve to stay committed to their healing, and also a sense of coming back to the connection in a healed space and trying to convey that shift, that change, and that accountability, that they aren't going to go back to their old patterns and beliefs, and they really want to convince you of this because they don't want to lose you or this connection, because they see the value in it. Because I don't deserve you, wish I did. They see the value in you, in your words, in the connection, and how you wanting what's best for them has helped them grow and hold that space of, the person that they wish they could be, and they now can see that, that is who they could be, that's who they want to be, that's who they are. And that is so beautiful. And yeah, they don't see the connection as over. They feel like there's still some kind of role or lesson or something that you guys share that is just meant to be, and continuing to help each other grow and heal and just develop a healthier new perspective and being and experiencing. And they are kind of hoping that you will be open to this, though it feels that there's a lot of hurt, and they understand that, it might not be today or tomorrow, but they're willing to work at it and put in that work to heal themselves and this connection, which is beautiful. Let's see what else is coming out. Let's just getting heavier and heavier. Four of Voices. So in this space of healing, rejuvenation, they have not only had that clarity, and they've cried a lot of tears. There's been a lot of pain and renewal of this, and they've had this sense of clarity, and they see these doors of opportunity being presented to them, and they're trying to figure out how do they traverse from where they are and where they've been to this new space, because it's something that they've never known before. It's something that they're trying to develop a comfortability with in that unknown, because they've been stuck in these patterns and that space of comfort, and they're trying to be more open to the unknowing and really be in their truth and embodied in it. There's been a lot of that, like, embodiment energy coming through. Tell me more about this embodiment energy. I was going to try and keep this brief today. It doesn't look like it's happening. That's a lot of cards. We're going to take it. I see the message. Whew. Ace of Voices, Nine of Voices, Two of Voices. So they were so stuck in their head in this place of disempowerment, and they came up to this space of, again, that AB, what way am I going to go here? What is my path? And they kind of saw that at some point these things converge. Again, if you choose A, you get A and B, but if you choose B, close at A, kind of a thing. And they see where these things are coming together, where if they stand in their truth and they speak their truth and they allow themselves to have this new beginning and really embrace that fresh energy and perspective and so much feminine healing and wisdom gained from this experience, they've been able to let go of the anxieties and the doubts and the narratives in this, but not without a lot of internalized, like, chaos, fighting, really having to go through the thick of it to clear the path and find the answers within. But they've found that clarity. They found out what path they want to take, and they're very clearly on it now. They're very clearly making headway within their own lives towards what they feel is their destiny, and they're pretty close. Like, not gonna lie, they're pretty close to that Oracle Gate. But the thing is, that Oracle Gate is going to test the fuck out of you. That's why I want to get them on top of my thighs from the Neverending Story. Like, you can only pass through the Oracle Gate, pass through onto your destiny, if you are standing so wholly solid in your heart space, in your truth, in your authenticity. Otherwise, that Oracle, like, ego has no place. And I think part of this experiencing was understanding that and having to put ego in its place. Sun card. And really fight for and find the clarity of what is happiness, what is joy, what will bring the most satisfaction, what will make me feel so whole. Tell me more. How do I say I know things without actually saying that I know things? I know things. This person is bound and determined to be successful. To be this bright, shining, freaking sun and star that you've always seen them to be, that they are now understanding that they are the main freaking character and not ensemble. Like, do we see the chorus line down here? I'm done. They're standing in the light of day. They've had that clarity, and they're now divining and orchestrating their own life. They've gotten back all that power, and now they're able to put that power where the sunshine, right? Like, where it's going to make the most impact. I hear you. Two of my favorite quotes. Where you're intended to make impact. They see that now. They see where they're intended to make impact, where they can make the most impact, where they can create the most change, not only in their own lives, but in the lives of others, in that service to others, in that very masculine energy. And more than that, they have this sense, oh, see all the dancers? I lost it. Oh no, come back. The other quote. Come back, can I have it? Oh, give me a minute. Where you're intended to make impact, and the other one is, oh, it's gonna bug me now. I got it, the one from the interview. The one about how you owe it to yourself and the people invested in you to go after your dreams, to go after your purpose, to make, I don't want to say make something of yourself, but to make something of yourself. Like, put yourself in the world, go after what you love and make it your reality. Yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, it's going to be scary, but you owe it to yourself to make the life that you want for yourself. Like, you can choose to be in this gross, stuck, stagnant energy, or you can go out there and claim your mother freaking destiny. Like, I'm not, like, that looks pretty good to me. I'm just saying. Looks pretty good to me. Like, go after what your heart wants, babe. Life is too short for anything else. Truly it is. Like, we have such a finite amount of time on this earth. And you don't have to rush into anything. You really, really don't. You can take your time with it. Be in those ebbs and those flows. But don't hold yourself back just because of others' thoughts and projections and wounding and telling you who you are. Because that's not who you are. You are this bright, freaking, shining star of a character, alright? Giving me main character energy. Is that in here? Because it should be. I want to see if it comes. Please be in this deck because I want it. Thank you for being in my corner. They're thankful that you saw them as this, because now they're able to very clearly see themselves as this and step and embody this energy. Let's see if we can get some guidance or advice for how you and or this person need that. Did we see that? It's just like, can I be more clear? 10 of emotions, 10 of cups, like ultimate. Why is there another chorus line? I'm not watching that movie again. I just watched it. The joy, the success, like all of the abundance comes from being in that heart-centered place. The rewards and that sense of satisfaction and success and like all of those things and how you define it and thriving, like all of it comes from being so wholly centered in your heart and expanding from that place and having that sense of internalized abundance. It becomes your external reality. What don't we see about what is unfolding? It's coming in hot. Whatever it is, it's coming in super freaking fast. That power, that drive, that taming the light and the dark and the shadow of the ego, all of those things coming into one seamless, beautiful alignment. All of these things are working together, and like I said in one of my story posts, was not just seeing past the shadow or looking only at the shadow, it's seeing the whole spectrum, seeing the whole of it and why things have played out the way they have and how you've shown up the way that you have, and having an appreciation for that bigger picture and the roles that the shadow and the ego play in keeping us safe and pumping us up and alchemizing it with the soul into this place of personal power where you can stand in and embody it and be who you are, be your own main character, live your life, tell your story, serve however it is that you're meant to serve. And this person is very grateful, or maybe you're very grateful, take it how it applies, for the space that you have held so that they could move through all of this, so that they could see their own light, so that they could learn to understand the role the shadow has in playing and how that makes them who they are. And no doubt why you love that about them. Right? Because we wouldn't be who we are without those things. Like, you can sit there and ask yourself, like, if you even the things that irk you about someone, if you remove those, would that person still be who they are? Probably not. Would you still love them the same? Probably not. Because it is the sum, it is the whole of who they are, and because you were able to see it and hold the space for it, they are now in a very powerful position, or you're in a very powerful position to create and manifest your reality. And that is what these profound astrological shifts are about right now. The collective is in such a powerful place that I have been waiting a lifetime truly to see, and even myself, to be able to stand in my power the way that I am, and to tell these stories so wholly unapologetically, and to be sitting in faith but detached. It's just, yeah, it's come from being able to temper all of these energies and to understand them and to not see anything as greater or less than, but simply just pieces of a whole. And that is so beautiful. Sorry for this being so long today. We already had it covered. What do we need to know? Anything else? Muse of materials. You are the master of your reality, and you are ready to cross over that bridge into your ultimate. You are well on your way. Look at that. You are on your way to that dream that you had as a child, that you didn't tell anybody, that you thought was a pipe dream. Guess what, babe? Reality is coming for you, and it's coming in fast. Don't allow yourself to sabotage it this time. Understand and believe that it's true and that you can have it, and there is absolutely nothing to fear. I know from experience, time and time again, that the reality of it is terrifying. Not only because we're often scared that we're going to lose it, but because we can't believe our own power. But believe it. You did that thing. I need some new quotes, babe. I feel like I'm using the same 5. I need new ones. I want some new ones. Alright. I'm going to go be in my story, and I hope you will do the same. Continue to allow yourself to relax into that witness consciousness and be the observer. Get curious. Allow yourself to emote and feel and stop assigning meaning to it. It's full of information, but you can't let it be the driving force. You need to learn to stay in control. And I know that that is something that takes a lifetime to master, but you're well on your way.